Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May all the peace and blessings of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of us. You here is the online tutor, Mr. Muhyiddin Khalif. Today I want us to dive and navigate through one of the processes that give students nightmares in chemistry form 2, the last chapter, carbon and its compounds. We want us to demystify two manageable concepts that will guarantee a direct score to each and every learner. Be assured, once you pay attention to this, everything will be okay. Thank you very much. Welcome. I am using a question format to elaborate, demystify, and clarify the basic ideologies that you are supposed to master as a learner that can guarantee you a good score in this process. Welcome. Now, this is the process called the Solvay process. In the Solvay process, the first thing a learner should be knowing is what are the raw materials required for the process and what is the thing that is being manufactured. Here, the Solvay process is the process used to obtain sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Very good. Now, let's look at the raw materials. Number one, you have sodium chloride. That is concentrated. Sometimes it's being called brine. It's referred to as brine. Brine is as concentrated sodium chloride. We have calcium carbonate. You also have the coke as well, ammonia. This ammonia is obtained from the Haber process. This calcium carbonate is broken down through thermal decomposition to provide carbon dioxide. Also, the coke will be burned and it will also provide carbon dioxide, and all of them are supplied from the base into the carbonator. Now, what are some of the things? First thing that happens is the ammonia, or rather the ammonia is dissolved in the brine to form ammoniacal brine. And an ammoniacal brine is a mixture of sodium chloride and ammonia. Therefore, they form something called the ammoniacal brine. Now, the ammoniacal brine is taken to the carbonator. Now, we have concentrated sodium chloride and ammonia there. Now, carbon dioxide is supplied from the base through decomposition of calcium carbonate as well heating coke. Now carbon dioxide is being supplied to the carbonator. Now in the carbonator, two reactions takes place and one general equation that summarizes. Now let's look, what are the equations that take place in the carbonator and which is the one that summarizes this? Now let's look. In the carbonator, the following reaction takes place. Number one, we have ammonia plus water plus the carbon dioxide to form ammonium hydrogen carbonate. That is one of the reactions taking place in the carbonator. Good. Another reaction taking place in the carbonator is the reaction between the ammonium hydrogen carbonate and sodium chloride to form what? Let's look at these. Reaction number one, this is one, reaction one. Reaction number two is ammonium hydrogen carbonate plus sodium chloride to form sodium hydrogen carbonate plus ammonium chloride. And that is, class, the two reactions that takes place in the carbonator. In the carbonator, we have the first reaction as ammonia plus water plus carbon dioxide. That is to form ammonium hydrogen carbonate. The second reaction taking place in the carbonator is the reaction between ammonium hydrogen carbonate reacting with sodium chloride to form sodium hydrogen carbonate and ammonium chloride. I think in all of these ones, the equation is balanced. But the next thing is, this one is a gas, this is a liquid, gas, this one is a solid. aqueous is soluble. Ammonium is soluble. Now, this one, aqueous, this one, AQ, this one, ammonium chloride is also aqueous. Now, the third simple and a balanced chemical equation. Now, the general equation summarizing everything. Now, the general equation summarizing everything is here now. General equation for the process. That is, we have ammonia. The general equation is, using the ammonia, right? Ammonia plus carbon dioxide plus water plus sodium chloride. To form what? They form ammonium chloride plus sodium hydrogen carbonate. This is now the general equation. And that is the general equation summarizing the process of the Solvay process, or rather the reaction taking place in the carbonator. And we say this is the equation summarizing the reaction taking place in the carbonator. This is the equation summarizing the reaction taking place in the carbonator. Now that's right. Let's come back again. From there, what follows next? Now, this sodium hydrogen carbonate and ammonium chloride, which process are they separated? The process of filtration. We carry out filtration to separate ammonium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now, ammonium chloride as a filtrate and this one as a residue. What follows next? Sodium hydrogen carbonate is taken to the thermal decomposition site and it is thermally decomposed to form sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water, while ammonium chloride is taken and mixed with calcium oxide, that is selected with water to form calcium hydroxide to form calcium chloride, ammonia and water. Class, that is a brief review. What are some of the things recycled in this Solvay process? Water, carbon dioxide and ammonia are recycled in the process. The only byproduct that is not recycled in a Solvay process is calcium chloride, for it has a wide variety of uses. Now, that is briefly about the process. Now, let's use the same concept to solve a problem or rather a question. Now, keenly analyzing our question, we have A. Here we have concentrated sodium chloride solution. Here we formed ammoniated brine. Very direct. Ammoniated brine basically means a combination of ammonia and sodium chloride. Now tracing back, A becomes automatically ammonia. Now A automatically becomes ammonia. A becomes ammonia. A becomes ammonia. Now B, let's follow the same thing. Step 2. What happened to the ammoniated brine? It was taken to reaction chamber. Now what happened in the reaction chamber? Some processes takes place. Step 3, process Q. We have formed B and C. Now what is B class? B, we can see that here is sodium carbonate, right? Now from sodium carbonate, the arrow is looking downwards. Upward, that means this here we are having sodium hydrogen carbonate that was thermally decomposed, right? Now this automatically becomes, and this one is also now ammonium chloride. Here becomes ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. C becomes sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now D, let's come to D. Now that this is calcium carbonate, it was heated. It formed D. Automatically, D becomes calcium oxide. Calcium oxide. Now gas X, when you decompose calcium oxide through heat, you're going to form class carbon dioxide and calcium oxide, and this one becomes the gas carbon dioxide. Question 1 solved. Very simple like that. Let's go to the next one. Name the processes. Process Q. Process Q. Now process Q class is the process of separating ammonium hydrogen carbonate, ammonium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Automatically that is filtration process. Filtration process. Now let's look at process R. Process R. Let's come to where is process R? Process Q. Very good. Sorry, this is process R. This is process R. Now, process R class, how do we separate process R? What's the process R? Thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition. Now, process S is also heating. Heating. Name the process heating. Or rather, thermal decomposition as well. Write chemical equation for the reaction that takes place in reaction chamber. In reaction chamber. Now, write for me the general equation. General equation summarizing the everything. That is ammonia plus carbon dioxide plus water plus sodium chloride to form ammonium chloride plus sodium hydrogen carbonate. And that is step reaction chamber. This is the reaction chamber. Now it produces B and C. In producing B and C. And this is B, ammonium chloride, and this is C. Now let's look at this. Gas, liquid, AQ. Now this is solid. Very good. Now class, look at this equation now. See the balance, nitrogen, we have 1. Hydrogen 3, 5. You have 4, 5. Oxygen 2, 3. Oxygen 3. Carbon 1. Thank you. That is it. Now let's come to step 4 of the step 4. Where is step 4? This one is step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 4, sodium hydrogen carbonate decomposing. Sodium hydrogen carbonate heat. Now it's going to form sodium carbonate plus carbon dioxide plus water. Now how can we balance? Already we have 2 sodium. Now we place 2 here. Now we got 2 sodium, 2 hydrogen. Do you have hydrogen 2? Yes. Oxygen comes 2. You have carbon 1. Oxygen 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it is balanced. Now this one is heating. This one now and that is it. Now reaction step 7. Finally step 7. Calcium hydroxide added to ammonium chloride. What will be formed? Now we're going to see calcium hydroxide. That is calcium hydroxide added with ammonium chloride. It's going to form calcium hydroxide, going to form calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus water. Very good. Now let's balance the equation. Now we can see that we have chlorine 2 here. Here is 1. Now we place 2 here. I think the equation becomes ammonium chloride. No, I mean ammonia gas. NH3. Now it becomes 2 ammonia, 8 hydrogen, 8 plus 2, 10. Now suppose we place like 2 here. Now oxygen is here how much? 2. Here is only 1. Now what I place here 2. Now the equation is balanced. Everything catered for. Basically, learners, Solvay process is a very simple process. But now the student ideology and perception is what derails them or distance them from delving deep into the concept. Wish you all the best. Have a blessed day in this world as well in the hereafter. Thank you very much.